Houston, Texas, the home of the Houston Headhunters. They look to get back to their winning ways as they've lost 2 of their last 3, including in Week 9 the Lone Star, while Denver looks to continue to climb toward 500. Welcome to Jules Simeon Stadium, where the Houston Headhunters will take on the Denver Nightwings. Our statisticians are Dakota Butts and Tim Hackett. I'm Colin Northup. My color guy is Rick Northup.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Houston.
For the Nightwings, it's been a little up and down. For Houston, they started 2-0, but since then, aside from a 2-game winning streak, they've traded wins and losses with.
They have a little bit of a test as we get into the latter part of the season, Colin. Starting to get to be clutch time, crunch time. The big push, as Vince Lombardi would say.
Houston, the 7th best scoring offense in the league, goes up against a defense that gives up 29.4 points a game, but is number 10 against the pass.
A match made in heaven, potentially, question mark. We shall see. Hey, our friend R62 is with us today.
Gonna get the festivities underway as the kick is being set. And we're underway from Houston. The Headhunters starting on the return. It's Greg Corky. Spins. Breaks off a tackle. Will get tackled at the 30-yard line.
Nifty little return there, and he could have broken free of that first grasp. Before the mates came, he might have had some more yardage there, Colin. We're due for a big kickoff return. This team, this broadcast team.
For the Headhunters offensively, Dave Burr, the GP Wells, who's in his first season with Houston, the rookie fullback John McCool, Isaiah King IV, and here's Wells on the first carry of the game. Will pick up 6 yards on the play before being brought down on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Kind of bulls his way forward there, pushing 3 or 4 defenders, taking him along for the ride.
2nd and 4. Burr under center has McCool in the backfield offset. Single receiver is DR Sim. Joining him is Greg Corky, Mike St. Green, the rookie Isaiah King IV. Dan Curtis and Talon Steele are the tight ends. Curtis, a rookie.
Dever does a nice job, of stringing that play out. No gain for Houston on that.
For the Nightwings defensively, they're led by Marion Marshall and Hugo Reynosa. Barbertov and Gene Beznani at defensive tackle. Ramo Morales, Porker. The linebackers, the better goes deep, and he was looking for Sim, but it's incomplete. Ron Hoff, Nick Kindler are the corners out there, and then they have a bunch of rookies.
For sorry, go ahead.
Tyson Thorne, TJ Frosty, Lucas DeVore, and Josh Neal. Mason Remy is the kicker.
What do you think of that play call? It's 3rd and 4, and they take a shot downfield. I mean, you always want to possess the ball, but you're getting started possession, and you make a low percentage play when it was 3rd and makeable.
You're trying to be aggressive, doesn't pay off there, and the Nightwings will take the ball.
Nightwings get halfway decent field position out of that. Not terrible at the Denver 32.
For Denver offensively,
yes.
Eric Price, Bailey O'Shaughnessy. Eric Price is quarterback. Bailey O'Shaughnessy and Ari Mills are the halfback and fullback respectively. Wide receivers, Riley Quintero, Logan Keel, Michaela Foster, the rookie, Jeremy Mosley and Brian Murphy are the tight ends. And this first play is good for 4 yards out to Keel, for his first reception.
6
out of
yards. Sorry, 6 yards.
6 yards to the Denver 37. 2nd and 4.
It'll be interesting to see what approach and play game plan Denver has here for the Houston, in store for the Houston D, Colin.
Here's Price, fires out to O'Shaughnessy, and O'Shaughnessy, who's a very good receiver out of the backfield. He has 57 receptions for 261 yards. His 57 grabs lead the team. For Houston defensively, Alex Perez and Tom Tanner are the defensive ends. Butch Menner is the defensive tackle along with KT Slayer. Jason Pierce, Keenan Samuels, and Zed Markoff are the linebackers. As the throw over the middle is caught for the first down to the 43 for Denver. That is Foster, the rookie wide receiver, hauls that in for a first down.
Well, nothing but passes so far. They tested the left side of the offensive formation twice in a row and then threw over the middle. And just like that, they're on the plus side of the field, Colin.
3 tight ends on the field for the Nightwings. Get to Ari Mills, the fullback. He's stopped for no gain. For Houston defensively, Angel Maldonado, the rookie, is a corner along with Kai Cash and Dedrick Law. Corey Minner is the other corner. Isabel Blackwell's the free safety, and Josh Rowe. We saw him against Lone Star. He's an interception machine.
Yes, we remember that game well. Showing pressure.
Here's the throw. Up to Keel. And we'll make it 3rd and short.
For those of you keeping score at home, Denver the Service Dogs made the trip with us again this weekend, as well as, wait for it, the Rick Meter.
Had some time off.
Who did?
The Rick Meter did.
Rick Meter only travels with the Rick, the Rickster.
Under center, 3rd and 1. 3 tight ends again. And they get the first down. Mills on the fullback dive picks it up. And Price down the middle, complete the Price battle. And the explosive receiver has it 1st and 10 at the 11.
And here come your Denver Nightwings into the red zone for what they hope is many trips this evening. But here we go.
He's excited on his namesake. It's now deeper than the red zone.
Cheering on the Nightwings. Either that or he's hungry.
There's a Houston defense who's 9th against the run. So Denver looking to throw to the end zone. Tipped away, incomplete.
Ooh.
Josh Rowe on the deflection. He's a dangerous man, that Rowe. Pass intended for Frosty.
Denver says you got to catch that ball. As Agent 86 would say, missed it by that much.
Tight end flex formation. Here's to get to O'Shaughnessy up the middle. Doesn't find a lot of room. Only gets a yard down to the 10.
Well defended by Houston. Trying to hold them to a field goal attempt here. 3rd and 9. And suddenly Denver has their work cut out for them.
Sonny J is Mason Remy is Denver's kicker should they get to that situation. Sonny kicks for Houston. Play action, Price gets up and down he goes. Sack time. Out there by number 94, Tom Tanner.
Big Tom Tanner.
Looking towards the Nightwings field goal. for Tanner. That's exact numbers 11.5. Donovan with Butchman for the team lead. The field goal is up and good from 31 yards with Remy. And Denver takes a 3-0 lead with 5:26 to go in the opening frame. That drive was 11 plays, 56 yards, most of it through the air. And Denver is out in front early. Well, Houston was 3 plays and a punt last time. Let's see what they do here as Porky. Up the middle. And he gets tackled at the 26. Dwayne Schindler, that's fellow co-owner of the Motor City E8s. As Burr is back to throw, goes deep, has the man open, it's down the field, it's complete, and it'll be Mike St. Green for a touchdown! The newly minted co-owner scores 6 for his team. Wow, St. Green on a streak pattern, wide open down the field, 74 yards and a big play right off the bat rip.
Exactly. And, okay, gave up the field goal. Mike St. Green says, give me the rock. And just like that, we've got 2 scoring plays.
That's a 1-play scoring drive, and Sonny J on to try the extra point. Then make it a 4-point.
And that's an easy drive recap.
This is a Nightwing defense that gives up 271 yards through the air. Good for 10th in the league, but they've also given up 16 passing touchdowns. Make that number 17.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy.
Here is the return by Bryce Battle and Jason Peace. And the rest of his defense now looking to protect a 4-point lead.
Yeah, the Nightwings feeling pretty good about themselves on offense. They come back on the field down by 4. Feels like they just got a drink of water.
There's Bryce threw 2 interceptions, no touchdowns last week, and that won't help. As R.E. Mills takes the fullback dive and loses a yard, Keaton Samuels records the TFL loss of 1 on the play.
They've tried that play before, and it hasn't worked. We'll see if they keep going back to it throughout the game, maybe trying to eventually wear down the D line.
Here's Price under center. We'll go off to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy has room. Fights off a tackle and gets down to the 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3 from the 34.
Third and 3. Let's see what they dial up. They had success throwing short to the left side of the formation on that first drive, Colin.
Then they come out in a similar formation. And Price.
Oh.
Time Perez, sack time.
Right, he got absolutely mauled there. That was just ugly.
Alex Perez, his 7th sack.
I think Perez just reported his wallet and keys were missing.
And Price goes down in an even Denver will be forced to punt. So the defense does its job, but now can the offense hold on to the ball for more than one play?
Yeah, stop scoring so fast, would you guys?
Well, that's what Damon Simeon says in the chat. He wishes that his offense would hold on to the ball more. Let's see what they do here as Corky calls the fair catch at the 40-yard line.
I don't know, as long as the possessions end up with some points. Those are first world problems, right? Oh, my offense scores too fast.
First and 10 from 40 yards.
Here's Burr under center. Strong out formation, get to Wells, only picked up one. Tackle made on the play by number 96 for the Nightwings. Out there, that is Stephon Forge, the outside linebacker. First season in Denver, spent his first 2 years with San Diego. Take a look at Burr. Those numbers heavily influenced by that one pass to Mike St. Green. 2nd and 9. Burr. 3-step drop, tires it off to Wells. Wells trying to make something happen. Carries 2 defenders forward. And that'll make it 3rd and 3 at the 47. Nice pitch and catch there, Rick.
Oh, that would look like it was nothing, and then he, on his own, single-handedly made it into something.
48 receptions on 50 targets coming in for Wells out of the backfield, in addition to 783 rushing yards on just 124 carries, but 16 rushing touchdowns.
Nightwing trying to get off the field here.
Wells on the stretch play gets the first down and more. Spun off a tackle. Ron Off had to come up and clean up the mess, but not before Wells gets into Denver territory. It'll mark it down at the 48. A. Burr coming in, completing 68.9% of his passes. He'll throw here, and it's knocked down, incomplete. Incomplete, knocked away on the play by number 48. That is Frosty. Oh, that is Rob Foraker.
Second and 10.
Here is Burr back to throw. Sets, fires. Oh! Just past the diving, outstretched arms of Mike St. Green. And it'll be 3rd down and 10. Not a place where you want to live, Rick.
A little tough, but Houston's shown they've got some weapons tonight, and St. Green nearly doing his best Desmond Howard imitation. Doesn't make the catch. He's not going to win the Heisman either, but that's another story.
Wait, 2 completions for Burr for 80 yards.
Send 2 to the short side of the field, 3 to the short side of the field.
He's back to throw again. Throws, has a man for the first down. That's Corky. Just past the sticks, they'll mark him down at the 37.
Great play design as they run off the secondary with that trips to the bottom of the screen, and then they bring a drag route over the middle just beyond the sticks for the first down. Big fan of that.
Now they go trips to the top. One receiver to the bottom is Sim. And they're going to run an out pattern on the trip side, and that nets him 6 yards as St. Green hauls it in.
That was interesting in the inside receiver on that trips formation. At the snap, moves back in towards the line, trying to seal off any linebacker or any end that might be going out. Try and get that little sideline screen.
2nd and 4. 11 yards on 4 carries for Wells. Also has 1 catch for 6 yards. Burr to throw again. Deep drop.
Oh,
The doctor makes a house call. The Hall of Famer scores yet another touchdown.
that was a real football play there as a really nice, a quick deep drop and just waits. He gets in behind the secondary.
Beats the rookie TJ Frosty to the spot and the ball. Sim hauling in his 5th touchdown reception. He had 4 coming in. St. Green recorded his 6th receiving touchdown earlier. And Burr now has thrown 11 touchdowns on the season. He had 9 coming in.
Yeah, putting Frosty on the Hall of Famer, that's sort of unfair.
Sonny J with the extra point up and good. 1:01 to go in the opening quarter, and it's 14-3. Houston in front. Nightwings have to go uphill just a slight bit, Rick.
They do, and this drive is imperative they score as Houston shows an ability to record some points every time they touch the ball.
Yep, they want to keep pace. Right now they only have the field goal to show for it. A couple 3-and-outs and Battle gets tackled down at the 25. And look at the numbers for Burr.
Yes.
Only 5 completions on 8 attempts, but 2 of those 5 completions have been for touchdowns. 128 yards, quarterback rating 145.8.
How long was that scoring pass?
I'll look it up in a second. As the pass goes up to Bailey O'Shaughnessy, and O'Shaughnessy pick up 3 yards. Our statisticians, Dwayne Schindler and Tim Hackett, keeping track of the facts and figures for us. That was a 31-yard touchdown pass on that last scoring drive that covered 8 plays, 60 yards, 2 minutes, 35 seconds.
Wow. So 2 pass plays totaling 105 yards, if I'm reading that right. 105 yards for TD pass plays. 2 throws.
Give up the middle to Mills. He picks up, they're going to say maybe 1. Set up 3rd and 6. As we reach the end of the first quarter. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch TV. Straight trips to the bottom. Price back to throw. Price over the middle. Oh, almost. This is Mel Blackwell. Knocking that. Would have got the first, but instead, Denver was forced to punt.
Let's go.
Sean nearly blocked. Turn being set up by Corky, spins off 1, but snowed under at the 41.
The SFL produces over 400 live events each year, but don't miss community content creators and their creations. Catch SFL Nights with AJ Stryker, Say It With Your Chest, Around the SFL and more, covering season 19 and beyond. To check out archived versions of community shows, visit simulationfl.net and click on the logo of your favorite form of SFL entertainment on our homepage.
Three tight ends, I formation. EP Wells on the carry. Wells breaks the tackle, spins off another one, picks up a first down all the way to 47, gain of about 12.
A little scoring at home. That was 2 spin moves on 1 run. Nice.
Look at McCool, the fullback, leading the way. Gets a nice block there on the safety man. That's Frosty. He's had a rough day. Zim beat him in the end zone for a touchdown. Now he gets beat up by a fullback who's considerably bigger than he is.
That's the story goes when Jim Harbaugh took over for the University of Michigan. Called Bo Schembechler, and Bo asked him, "You're going to use a fullback?" "Yep." "You're going to use a tight end?" "Yep." You'll be fine.
Here's Wells again on the carry. Wells. Gain yardage up to the 39. It's actually, he relayed that story after he got his first job at UC San Diego.
Oh, UC San Diego, yeah. Or University of San Diego, not UC San Diego.
Yes, the University of San Diego.
Yes.
My apologies.
Well, I guess I drew that story up. I think it's better when he gets the job at Michigan anyway. Let's pretend that's the case.
Wells up the middle, and they'll get stopped the line of scrimmage for no gain. Marion Marshall in on the tackle. You see the early numbers for Wells, 31 yards on 7 carries. 3rd and 2. Short of 3rd down conversion for Houston. They already failed one earlier in the game. Here's Burr. Burr to Wells. 2 spin moves, 3 spin moves, 4 spin moves. I feel like the cut, and I should be laughing after that.
The Sesame Street portion of our broadcast. One spin move. Two spin moves.
Houston also sporting best strength of victory with multiple wins. A combined winning percentage of 537 coming in. And Wells takes the dump off and only gets back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10, ball marked at the Denver 35. Ron off was the one recording the tackle. 2 receivers at the top, 2 tight ends, 1 either side. Wells, sidecar right in the shotgun next to Burr. Burr fires down the field.
Oh!
First down to the 15-yard line. And the Houston Hyenas, well, they're in cruise, or the Houston Headhunters, they're in cruise control right now.
Is that Mike Daggs in the chat? Daggs83?
Yes, that is.
Yeah,
Mike
welcome
Daggs.
into the chat. I got a ton of AOL CDs. I got to get back on that.
Here's the swing out to Wells. Wells has the reception, trying to make a move on the DB. That is Nick Kindler. Stops him after pickup of 1. Second and 9. 3 receivers. 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Bird to throw. Hit as he throws. End zone. Touchdown.
Hey, there we go.
Look who it is. It's Greg Corky. His first touchdown reception of the year. And a veteran wide receiver extends Houston's lead now to 20-3.
Oh, my.
Out it out too. Primarily the kick return. That's the second grab. Extra point is up and good. Now 21-3 for Greg Corky. That's his first touchdown reception of the season, and Burr already has 3.
Well, we'll get a reading from the Rick meter here in a second once we reestablish communications with them using my AOL disk. Oh, there we go.
This just in from the Rick meter.
Rick meter says, lean Houston. We're leaning Houston. It's early in, well, middle way. Early, we're in the second, and we're giving a reading. Everybody says, hey, welcome to the party, Rick meter. Could have done that potentially 1 score ago. But I wanted to see. Houston continue their winning ways on every possession, apparently? The answer is yes.
According to Tim Hackett, I'll get to that figure in a minute, is the tackle is made on O'Shaughnessy after a 4-yard gain. Corey Menner on the stop. Burrs, 3 touchdown passes that covered 120 yards in total.
Yeah, sometimes I lose communication with the Rick meter because I knock the handset off the ear cups on the modem on the desk here.
Here's Price over the middle. R.E. Mills. The sprint play action is good for first down. And Mills is a prolific receiving fullback out of the backfield. But only 16 grabs, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns receiving on the year. Averaging 9.4 a catch. Mills historically gets over 1,000 yards receiving on 151 grabs from the fullback position as the pass incomplete. Looking for Quintero, and Josh Rowe was in the area.
And El Aria.
Guy Clausen, he made the comment you will still use AOL.
Well, I saw Mike Dag said you could use your disc still. All right. Hello, Guy Clausen. Welcome to the party.
Trips to the top. Mills, second receiver in that picture. Houston counters with standard nickel defense. Throw over the middle. Mills again. First down to the 50. Same play as before.
The SFL weekly fantasy contest is officially up and running, Colin. Think you can draft the best team every week while staying under the salary cap? Or maybe you just want to enhance your SFL experience. Free to play, no season-long commitment, and a new contest opens every week on Tuesday night. Join now and show off your fantasy skills to the rest of the league. Contact Jack Wall, Steven Hacker, running stats, along with Mr. Butts, or Hunter Norwood. Join today. Well, we've got a 2nd and 10 after that one, Colin. Indeed, Rick, yes.
Ball at the 49 of Houston. Price back to throw, has time, fires out. Oh, this is going to be a 9-yard pickup. Quintero with some fancy feet along the sideline.
Nearly gets there. 3rd and 1. Very makeable for the Night Wings. Let's see what they dial up here.
They bring all 3 tight ends on the field, plus the fullback. Somebody paged Jim Harbaugh. He's going to be happy. Here's the give up the middle of Mills, and the fullback gets the first down. So after his first few carries go nowhere on the dive, R.E. Mills picks up the first down to the 35.
And with that, Denver maybe putting a little boogie in their giddy up here.
Brian Murphy, the second tight end, joins the 3-person backfield as O'Shaughnessy is tackled at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Josh Rowe. Apparently this guy can do just about anything. He makes the tackle.
A little bit of a Swiss Army knife guy.
To the bottom. Price back to throw. Price over the middle. Oh, what a diving catch. But it's battle for the first down to the 24. How did he catch that?
That's a Denver Nightwing first down.
1st and 10 from 23 yards.
Split back, 3 wide, man in the slot. Here they go to O'Shaughnessy, and O'Shaughnessy, he gets wrapped up immediately by Keenan Samuels, linebacker for the Headhunters, who's put on a whale of a season so far for the Headhunters in this first year, defensively for him. 68 tackles, 7 TFLs, and 2 pass breakups coming in.
Denver had made hay with that play earlier in the game, but Houston was wise to it.
Second and 10 over the middle. This is Jeremy Mosley, the tight end, and Mosley down to the 17, where it'll be 3rd and 3.
Not trying to get too greedy here.
Only 2 of 6 on 3rd down
Just trying
are
to
the
take,
Night Wings.
I was gonna say they're trying to see what the defense will let them have and go there. Crowding the line here.
Here's back throw. Price pumps over the middle, knocked down, incomplete.
Nearly a pick.
Markov was there on the coverage, so they tried to be aggressive and go for it, but ultimately it does not pay off for Denver, and they will be forced to kick a field goal.
To attempt one.
Yes, attempt a field goal. Mason Remy. 7 of 9 coming in. He already made 1 today.
Ooh.
Snap is high, but the kick is down. No! The crossbar, no good.
Oh.
Only his
How did that happen?
in today.
Let's get another look at it. Did that high snap kind of throw him off? And that's not the crossbar. Let's see upright.
And hit the post, yeah.
Hit the post. Goalie's best friend.
And it didn't hit the post that he was lined up toward it. It was the opposite post.
I contend that if you hit either upright, it ought to be worth like at least 2 points. They should be considered fair pulls, like in baseball.
Indeed. GP Wells gets the carry, breaks the tackle.
Uh-oh!
In the open field.
Look at the
speed. GP Wells breaks the tackle and is forced out of bounds. And the Denver 43 is best run of the day. Rick, and you can see why Houston paid so much money to get him.
Oh yeah, and is it just me or is he kind of he's in his high gear and then right here he goes into overdrive? It's like, got another gear? Are you kidding me? And that really stresses out the defenders because you think you got the right angle based on the speed and distance, and all of a sudden he ups the speed, and then you're like, I'm screwed. I can't catch him.
This is the 9th all-time meeting, but first game in a while between these two teams. Series tied 4-4. They met once in the playoffs. Dallin Steele with the catch down to the 32 for the first down. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Twitch. Houston in firm control of 21-3. Tight end pair to one side. Curtis and Steele. Here's throw over the middle, caught, diving to the ground. Sim holds it in for his second grab down to the 12. This man making it look easy.
And he's looking Sim's way the whole time, and the defense still can't cover him adequately.
If you want to know why Sim is in the Hall of Fame as a receiver, it's slant over the middle, drop. Looked like Corky was the receiver, but it hit him in the shoulder pad and bounced off, incomplete, second down.
The shoulder pad.
Well, I gotta call it like I see it.
I know, that's hilarious that it did that.
Sim saying it hit Corky in the back.
In the back. The
Square between both eights, I guess.
back of the shoulder pad.
And
Ooh.
first time, down he goes. This is Marshall. Marshall on the sack. He had 1.5 sacks last week. That is his 5.5 sacks for him on the year.
And rare so far in this game for Houston. 2
Negative
mistake
plays.
plays.
Touchdown!
Hey!
He's making it look easy today.
Boy, the 1-2 punch between D.R. Sim and Mike St. Green in terms of the wideouts. Tough to handle. Oh,
Ooh.
perfect throw.
Was he in? Looked like he stayed in, but the replay booth is going to say, hold on a second.
Hold the phone.
We'll get our second look.
Stop the
From
presses.
62, and even Sim said he was out. I agree.
Oh,
Pinpoint
yeah.
throw from
Unless he drugged that 1 foot inbound before he was out of bounds. Hey, camera guy, get out of the way. You with a hat on backwards. Move.
the run on the field is overturned. They call it incomplete. So Sonny J will be forced for a field goal attempt rather than a TD.
1-3 punch.
No harm, no foul. Sonny J, perfect 17 of 17.
The 1-2-3 punch.
Right hash spot. Snap, kick. And Sonny is money from 31.
Let's see who's caught touchdowns so far in this game, Colin.
Well, Courtney,
Mike St. Green caught the first one.
DR Sim caught the second one. And Greg Corky caught the third one.
Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3. My apologies.
1:02 left to go in the half. Remember, Denver kicked off to start the ball game.
Well, they can do the Bill Belichick double here. Put some points on the board at the end of the second quarter and then get the ball back to start the third.
And they need points, and they need them in bunches. They only have scored 3 so far. They missed a field goal on their last drive, unfortunately. And let's see if Eric Price, who's thrown for 113 yards, but only 6.3 yards per attempt, can get a little something more going down the field. This is a good start off to Logan Keel, and Keel will pick up 7. And yes, Damon, they did miss their field goal attempt. It clanked off the post, not the crossbar.
The upright. I believe it's the upright in American football.
The upright, yeah.
The post in
So
English football.
yes. 2nd and 3. Swing out to Mills. It's not going to work.
Now there's a crossbar that joins the two uprights in football.
Apologize for the confusion. Looks like Denver.
So you got English football has a crossbar, American football has a crossbar, but English football has posts and American football has uprights.
Throw down the field, caught. Logan Keel. No, Logan Keel had to play the defender that time. And that'll be the end of the first half. 24-3. Houston Houston leading Denver. Oh, whoops. It's been one of those kind of days, folks. I apologize. Houston to kick off to Denver. Rice battle on the return.
Here we go.
And battle
Yes, battle.
down to the 29. His team is down by a bunch, Rick, and they need a touchdown to start off this drive.
That would be just what the doctor, not the Houston doctor, but the generally speaking doctor would order for the Night Wings here.
Eric Price, back to throw, 6-step drop, fires out. Bailey O'Shaughnessy spins inside, second spin move, and he gets knocked down at the 35. O'Shaughnessy feeling his oats a little bit, his 5th grab. The weak eye formation. One receiver on the field. That's Quintero. Here's the get to it. Shaughnessy East tackle break. It's lost back at the 31. Whoa. By number 99, KT Slayer, the defensive tackle. And he ran on him
Just
to the running back.
Right through there. Nice right through there. For those of you just joining us, Denver goes down and puts up 3 to break the scoring ice in the first quarter, followed by 24 unanswered from Houston.
Throw over the middle, looking for battle, and it's knocked away, incomplete. And Denver will start with a 3-and-out. The first in the second half. First drive of the second half.
There you go. Denver's had, some progress and some success on offense, but haven't been able to get all the way down the field and put any more points on the board.
This is Quito Vasquez.
They did miss a field goal in the second quarter.
The kickoff punt off to Greg Corky.
Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams, all the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. SimulationFL.net, your home for everything SFL.
Here's the give off to GP Wells. Wells has the opening, breaks off a tackle. More. Only one man can get him, and he cannot. GP Wells, touchdown, Houston for 17.
Showing off those Jets again. Oh, my.
They now crossed the 30-point mark, and he made it look easy. And I feel bad for Hugo Reynosa because he was the closest guy to the ball, and at 6'7", 290, you're not going to catch a guy who only stands 5'9", and weighs 205 pounds and runs like a deer.
Indeed. Second electric run for Wells so far tonight. Just a pleasure to watch him turn on the Jets.
That's a 68-yard rushing touchdown on the very first play of the drive. So they have a one-play 74-yard passing touchdown, and then they get a ground play of 68 yards. And with 9:39 to go into third, it's now 31-3.
Well, not what Denver had drawn up in the locker room, Colin, for coming out in the second half. I'm sure that included getting 7 and playing some stout defense. Instead, it's 3-and-out, and then giving up a quick scoring drive again to Houston as they stretch their advantage to 28 points here early in the third quarter.
They get 65 yards on 8 carries before that. So you factor in the 68-yard run, he's well over 100. Here is Bryce, fires out, caught for an 8-yard gain. That will be 2nd and 2. Riley Quintero, his second grab.
Well, to tell you how much, Houston looks good tonight, Colin, to tell you, but they're actually maybe overachieving to tell you how good they really are. Houston was giving 13.5, according to Jack's data, in this game. They're easily covering that spread, and they have been since first quarter. And the over-under set at 54.5. At the rate they're going, Houston may, on their own, hit the over.
Of course, Headhunters in second place in the South Division. collectively called the Tex-Mex Division.
Yes.
Of course, the Mexico City Aztecs firmly in front. Just a little over 6 victories. Houston trying to keep pace, or maybe even take the lead, depending on the results. As Jeremy Mosley hauls it in to the Houston 38 he goes.
Yeah, Houston definitely stepping it up here. And they may be starting to feel the pressure trying to chase Mexico City and responding here by so far throttling Denver.
Of course, the Aztecs were in a absolutely wild shootout with Atlanta. A game which they scored 45.
Number 24 with the tackle.
So Shaughnessy picks up 6 yards on the play.
Second and 4 from 32 yards.
Of course, Houston, if the playoffs were held today, they'd be firmly insecure of the number 8 seed. The Night Wings with some work to do, but O'Shaughnessy making good work, gets to the 24-yard line, and those numbers sort of tell the story. The vast difference in terms of yards. Best run of the day, though, for O'Shaughnessy is he broke one tackle, and he almost broke a second one right here.
Tough running there. Tough running.
First and 10.
Ryan Murphy, the second tight end in the backfield once again. Next to Murray Mills. Swing out to O'Shaughnessy. Spinning one-handed catch. Spin move in front. And surges ahead for an 8-yard gain to the 16.
Yeah, throws in the spin move, makes a man miss. 2 guys come up for the tackle, and he takes him on and pushes him backwards another yard or 2 before they can get him to the ground. Bring up that second and short.
Now they go with 3 tight ends. And the split backs. Here's a get to Mills and the fullback dive.
I don't know if they're just being outclassed on the line there, Colin, or if they're
Just doesn't work. Piece on the tackle.
not playing as well as a unit, maybe.
You know, for a guy whose last name is Peace, he's not showing a whole lot of love and understanding.
Elvis Costello called and said, "Come see my next show."
3rd and 2. Throw out to O'Shaughnessy. Picks up the first down on the swing, and it'll be 1st and goal to 7.
Nice.
Price approaching 180 yards on 19 completions. Tackle made by Corey Minner at the 7. It'll be 1st and goal. Press coverage from Houston. The all 11 defenders in your picture. Price back to throw. Second time today. Alex Perez collects the sack.
It looked like it was going to be something for Denver right there, and then
Just beat the tackle around. Look at the figures. The yardage disparity pretty apparent, particularly in the rushing department. 3rd sack allowed by the Night Wings as the one-handed catch by the fullback R.E. Mills. Now he's just showing off. He gets down to the 5 where it'll be 3rd and goal as we tick under 5 minutes to go in this quarter.
well, this is an important play, obviously. Do they go kick the field goal if they don't make it, or they go for the touchdown? Probably go. I'd go for 7, but it's just me, Mr. Vegas.
Here's the throw over the middle, touchdown, Logan Keel. And Denver is back on the board.
Well, there you go. Assuming they can complete the PAT here, Colin. That will make it a 3-score game. with plenty of time left. Let's see if that wakes up the old Nightwing offense. And spurs on the D. D's going to have to play much more stoutly. Be
I'm
more
sure that's
stout
a
in their
word.
play.
Sure, that's a
Sure, that's a word. I see you mocking me. You're mocking me now. Look, Buzz, an
extra
alien.
point is up and good. 4:40 to go in the quarter. It's now 31-10.
The SFL network is coming to ESTV Plus app. 24/7 SFL programming will include content created by the community, the SFL's greatest games from the archives, exclusive network content, and live SFL regular season games. Download the ESTV Plus app on your Android or iPhone or on your TV through Roku, Amazon Fire, Vizio, and more. The SFL network where SFL creators come together.
Turn up to the 21 by Greg Corky. Houston, they're just trying to maintain a little bit. They've had explosive plays down the field, but they haven't really consistently moved the ball a lot. I mean, they've had.
Wait, are we talking about Houston?
Yeah,
Houston, they're 31-10? Are you saying they move the ball a little bit and then have a 60-yard scoring play?
yeah. Here's GP Wells tackled after a 6-yard gain.
They mess around with a first down here or there and then uncorky. There you go. Uncork a 50, 60, 70-yard scoring play. I see where you're going with that.
Again, Houston lines up with 3 tight ends.
They'd like to swap touchdowns here and have this drive end in 6.
And they go again to Wells. Wells spins off the tackle, tries to make a second spin move, but they won't get him the first down. Only Sade picked up 3.5. Frosty, the rookie safety, stops him a chest hair short of the first down.
I don't know how many revolutions he had in that run, but he was giving it his best.
Like a washing machine. At least 2 spins. Here's the give to him again. Gets the first down as the defenders manage to push him over the line.
Wow. A speedy chunk back as well as a short yardage guy. Who knew?
Sounds a lot like Blake Corum. 143 yards and 12 carries now for Wells. Also has 4 grabs out of the backfield for 12 yards. Back to throw, Burr. Curl route is good. This is to Isaiah King the 4th. The rookie wide receiver hauls that in. That's a gain of 8 as he just found the soft spot in the zone and caught the ball.
Oh, Isaiah.
2nd and 2. Burke gives off to Wells again. Wells pick up the first down and plenty more. Mark him down at the 48. He's crossed the Sesquicentennial threshold. He's at 150.
Nicely done, my friend, Mon Frere. So, I don't know if they've got the Nightwing defense guessing so much as just Houston is really executing well, and they've got some killer talent on that side of the ball.
Got to give credit to the front office for putting this team together. As GP Wells only manages to pick up 1 yard.
You know who else needs credit? Stats guys.
Dwayne Schindler and Tim Hack. They're keeping us smart. They're feeding us facts. Thanks, guys. You know, this team, we'll get to the particulars in terms of staff in a minute for Houston. Butch Minner is the GM. Damon Simeon is the head coach and offensive coordinator. Mike St. Green runs the defense. Greg Corky is the assistant offensive coordinator, and Damon helps with Mike on the defense. Corky's also head of scouting. Javier Vasquez he wears all three hats in addition to being team president for Denver. In addition to being a member. It's over to Ed, incomplete.
Yeah.
On 3rd and 3.
Always dangerous when QBs are getting hit on the release. You just never know what's going to happen. And fortunately, there was nobody in the over for Denver. Fortunately for Houston, because that was a very pickable ball. And what's this? Who's number 7, Colin?
Number 7 is Ron Foster. He's the punter.
What's he doing? Is this the first punt for Houston?
First time we called his name in a while. But check. As the
maybe second
is called at the 15.
They had to wake him up. They had to get him off the golf course.
Well, their first drive ended in a 3-and-out. So
oh, that's right.
It's their first. It's their first punt since then.
Yeah, they had to
40-yard punt. Fair caught at the 15. Well, the Nightwings got a touchdown on their last drive, and they still have a whole quarter in front of them, Rick. Let's see what they can do here. Price, quick drop, fires the outcut battle, spins, picks up 9 yards before being tackled at the 24. Price may not put up the gaudy numbers that Burr has. He's at 212 on this 14 of 20 passing is Burr. Price is 24 of 30 for 191. Not a bad day at the office.
And
O'Shaughnessy with the carry.
Uh-oh.
Burst through.
He's going.
He catch him as Markov. Instead, Markov cannot. Touchdown, Nightwings. O'Shaughnessy explodes through the hole. And the Nightwings have another touchdown.
Well, I was just about to point out that Denver got their defensive stop. And before I can, here comes number 30.
It's Bailey O'Shaughnessy, 76-yard touchdown run. And he just ran straight up the middle. Just a ISO play up the middle, not a standard high formation. And
man. Well, improbably, Nightwings have scored 2 in a row.
They're being held
14, about to be 14 unanswered. Yeah, fair is fair, right? Pointed out how well Houston was doing, but
17 seconds left in the third. It's now 31-17.
the SFL, Colin, has partnered with Laser to deliver SFL digital player trading cards to all its players and viewers during live events on SFL Twitch. Viewers every 30 minutes will be issued cards, or you can buy SFL card packs through Laser's store. The new Season 19 pack will be available soon. Visit layzr.gg and click the Join Alpha button to connect your Twitch account and begin collecting.
And Corky returns it up to the 26. Houston was in firm cruise control in this game. They were up 31-3. Everything's all good. All of a sudden, Denver has scored 2 touchdowns. They're lurking around.
It's hanging around. Crashing the party a little bit, maybe.
Throw to the 39, and D.R. Sim with the catch, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Put your 4s, 86s, and 68s up in the chat. You've reached the fourth quarter. It's 31-17. Houston in front. Denver trying to make things interesting late. Welcome back to Houston, Texas, the hometown Headhunters. in front 31-17. They were in front 31-3, but Denver scored 2 touchdowns in a row on their last 2 drives. And we now start the fourth quarter with a GP Wells run to the 40.
GP Wells has been the milk cow so far for Houston this evening, and no surprise they go back to him. Denver Nightwing defense, a little energized in that last stand. Let's see what they can do here.
Here's Burr over the middle, tipped, incomplete. Out there on the coverage was Romero Morales, the rookie linebacker, with the deflection among 2 other white shirts back there.
Few people in the chat starting to get on the comeback train. The Rick meter wants to remind everybody it is still leaning Houston.
3rd and 9. Go at 5 wide here. Burr, corner out, knocked away.
Oh.
Ron Hobb knocked it away from D.R. Simmons.
Don't look now, but number 7 for Houston's about to make another appearance on the field, Colin.
His 2nd consecutive punt after being only 1 punt in the entirety of the game.
Just here to win a game. Playoffs.
I snap, nearly blocked. Punt is away. Battle calls the fair catch at the 25.
Well, it's interesting. No doubt. Houston's still enjoying a 14-point lead. Built off the backs of 24 straight points earlier in this contest.
Here's Price, back to throw, steps up. Oh, that won't be very helpful. O'Shaughnessy got it for no gain along the line of scrimmage.
I think the pocket was collapsing and he couldn't really get his feet right, couldn't get place the throw where he wanted to. As I pointed out a couple times earlier, that those short throws to the left side of the offensive formation have been fruitful for the Night Wings.
Here's Price. Under center. Gives off to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy has room. Picks up not.
Let's also revisit an earlier comment or thought we had, Colin, when Denver was running into the Houston D line for nothing time after time after time. And Shaughnessy steps up and he's gone. And that was a good run there too, bring up 3rd and 1.
Good to get to Ari Mills. Mills picks up the first down. They'll mark him down at the 36. Shaughnessy now 105 yards on 9 carries, of course. 76 of that coming on the touchdown, but, you know, at this point, Denver will take any way they can get him. Split backs, Price back to throw.
Look out.
As sack time again. This is Tom Tenner, his 2nd sack of the game.
Okay. Speaking of calling him like you see him, Price should know better. Just throw it away. That clock's got to go off in his head. He's got to get rid of it. Hi, Clausen, Sackburger, nice.
And for Tanner. Wrong. That was his first sack. He's recorded 3 TFLs as O'Shaughnessy is stopped for no gain. And now it's 3rd and very long. 14 to be exact. Ball in the Denver 32. 3-2 dime defense. Back to throw his Price. Has a open. It's caught. It's Logan Keel. Keel is down the field at the Houston 32.
It's like you don't hear about Keel. for a bunch of plays, and all of a sudden, there he is. The key reception.
He got behind the defense.
A keel reception.
That cash playing inside on an outbreaking route. Receiver's going to beat you every time.
First and 10. From
Now they go trips to the bottom. Price pumps.
Oh.
Steps up. Sacked again. Alex Perez again.
Oh.
And he's swinging for the fences. Another loss of 4 on the sack.
This has got to be maddening for the Denver coaching staff. Price slings one to Keel for a big gain and then goes right back to getting sacked.
Come on, trying to encourage his defense. Who?
Oh.
Corey Minner. The balance of the Houston 49. Hey, Greek. Crazy Nuck. Canuck 117. Dude's going to need an ice bath for sure after this. Pass intended for Jeremy Mosley, but Brady Clark ended up with it instead. We have our first turnover of the ball game.
Right. You're right. Very clean in the turnover department until right there.
Interesting to see what Houston's strategy is. They're up by 14. And GP Wells has rushed for 152 yards. All first and 10 of the 49ers to get the Wells again. Has blockers in front. Ooh, look at that strength carrying a defensive tackle on his back. He picks up 6 yards, but he got the last 2 or 3 of it with a 300-plus pound man on his back.
He's a full-grown man. He's a full-grown man.
2nd and 4, there's St. Green. Almost 100 yards, 99 to be in fact on 3 grabs.
Mike's like, give me the rock.
Here's give to Wells. Wells breaks the tackle, gets the first down to the 40 of the Night Wings.
Well, not only is the turnover disappointing for Denver, Colin, but then watching the Headhunters possess the ball and slowly matriculate themselves down the field, chewing up clock, is especially disheartening.
Well, this is why you pay GP Wells the big boxes for play like this. Although, throw over the middle. Oh, could have been real dangerous. Looking for St. Green, but there were 3 shirts in the area. TJ Frosty among the guys to knock it down.
Frosty boy.
Clock stopped at 6:08. 2nd and 10 from the 40.
Where's Corky? Little known fact, one of my girlfriends in college, her nickname was Corky.
Here is the throw. Out of the backfield is McCool. John McCool, the fullback. Burr. It's a 225 now. We got a 3rd and 6 situation.
3rd and 6 from 36 yards.
Hey, Crazy Canuck, thank you so much. That's 4 loonies, don't you know, eh?
And they're on a toss play to Wells, and he gets a first down out of it.
That's just killer. I haven't seen a toss play in like forever.
Usually when they run toss plays, regardless of what formation, usually they don't work.
Usually they don't work. Here's a guy who ran a play that worked.
Wells now up to 176. On just 18 carries.
Trying to get themselves into the red zone here.
Throw out of bounds, and St. Green picks up 8 yards, and that'll put him over 100 for the day. He got out of bounds, though. I'm not sure how happy Demont Simeon's going to be about that.
He expects solid play, solid execution on every play, and late in the game with the lead, yes, you definitely want to keep the clock rolling.
Clock is rolling now. Wells gets the first down. It'll be first and goal at the 10.
And they're in Bob Dylan mode as they're knocking on heaven's door.
Oh, this is Carl Law, the backup tailback. As they now called the backups in. And Carl Law now finding room.
Wow, backups getting work in the red zone.
First and 10.
Interesting here. Let's see what they go. Burr offside. We got a free play. Wells back in. Spins. Down to the 1. He didn't score.
Do you accept the penalty, back the ball up and get an extra down, or you just keep going?
I don't know. I don't know what the mode operandi is here.
He spoke Latin.
They'll decline the penalty.
Yeah.
Aaron Marshall called for the infraction, but they'll take the yards gained by Wells. The rookie Law was in for one play to spell GP, and GP jumped back in there.
Second and inches from 1 yard.
Well, Houston's got a chance to really kind of seal the deal here.
Ball's right on the goal line. Curtis joins McCool in the backfield.
Everybody they can think of is in the backfield. Last man
Here's
through.
the-
Oh! Who knifed in there to get them?
So the defensive tackle knifed in there to make the stop with Stephon Forge.
Wow. Excellent individual play right there. A thing of beauty.
Single receiver Sim. Now they go strong eye with 2 tight ends. Similar personnel grouping as before, just deployed a different way. Here's to get to Wells again, and this time he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. This time from 1 yard out after scoring from 68 previously.
Houston gets gets one of those touchdowns back that they surrendered to Denver just a few minutes ago. And assuming this is a successful PAT, that will require Denver to possess the ball 3 times and score every time. A tick under 4 minutes to go.
3:59 to go. Extra point up and good.
Hey, I forgot to tell everybody about APM Music. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Love those guys. Love their music. Thank you.
The return by Battle is up to the 23. And Nightwings, they did some good things offensively, but on their last 2 possessions, but their defense.
Their big drought from
First and 10.
the middle of the first quarter until late in the third, early in the fourth, seemingly spelt their doom.
Here's Price. Pumps over the middle. Tipped in the air. Intercepted. Intercepted. Isabella Blackwell got it and returned it to the line of scrimmage at the 23.
Well, that's very frustrating. Nice play by Isabella Blackwell. We get a look at it here, just sort of stepping in the throwing lane. Good football IQ, and